I think it's the first time I'm plugging in my microphone to this Mac.
So like
So
in
why
forever.
would it work? Why would it work?
Oh, oh no,
It's a new
you're
Mac.
delayed. It's a new. Oh, it's because it's a new Mac. But apparently you bought a slower connection one.
Wait,
Oh, it's good again. I think. Oh no.
let's try the 5G. Is this better?
Yes, I think so. Looks like it.
Okay, let's try this.
Let's try this. Let's do it.
Back on the riverside, dude. My number one takeaway from last time we recorded
Yes.
is that I want an in-person podcast with someone.
Oh
So much
yeah.
more fun than like recording a
Yes.
Zoom meeting, basically.
Agreed. Agreed. Even though, like, we still have some things together. The Cater founder mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how have you been? It was really nice seeing you in person.
Yeah, it was. It's been hectic. I mean, I guess I
Yes.
can talk about the talk that I did the day that we recorded last time.
Oh yeah,
Went
that's right.
pretty
That's
well.
the reason that you went all the way north
Yeah.
to the
So,
North Wall.
Yeah. I can't remember how much I talked about it in the podcast, but I had this, I prepared, like I created my presentation as a Laravel app. Because that way I could do more like interactive demos of some of the AI stuff that I was showing. Like, this is how we can use structured output in an LLM. And then like I had a text input, you could type something and then it returned some JSON on the slide, right? Which was a kind of cool experience. And when I got to my demo of embeddings and vector databases, I could like search live on stage, and on the slide, I would see the results of the search based on the embeddings in my Postgres database. And then I could also show the code snippets next to it. And it was really, really nice experience as a presenter to not have to switch anything and you're just in your slides. You could do anything you need to do is sort of pre-prepared on each slide, compared to my last talk where I had to do like 15 minutes of live coding in Cursor with AI models that may or may not work. Yeah, this was a really nice experience, something I'm definitely going to do again. People asked if I would turn it into a open source package. I think you already have one for
Yes.
the exact same thing. Mine was
Yeah.
just Laravel. I don't think I want to do that because I don't really care, to be honest. And I
Yeah.
don't have that much time, sadly.
No. That's the thing that you have to remember, that like open sourcing shit is it comes with a responsibility.
Yeah, either no one cares and then it's just a waste of time, or they care and then it's also a big waste of time.
Yes, that's the calculation.
Yeah.
Maybe we should say that if I seem a little bit distracted, it's because
If
there's
it
a
seems
puppy
like your
here.
ADHD is going crazy,
It's because I have a puppy present.
the ADHD is present with us in the room.
Yes.
In the furry.
ADHD has just found a licorice.
Oh, delicious.
So at least we get some cleaning up. So this is Vera. She's the newest addition to the family. As if we needed any more living beings in this house. But yeah, she's really cute. So that's why I'm looking around a bit. This is the first time
Very
she's in my office, and it's hectic.
Yeah. Nice, man.
But yeah,
Congrats.
at least she's cute. Thank you.
That's what I always
I've
say
never
about
had
my
a dog
kids.
before. I never had a dog growing up. Neither did my wife. So we're just like figuring out what
You
it
think
actually.
it's a dog,
Yeah.
as best as you
Yeah.
can tell when you got it.
Yeah,
Could
but
be a
it's
cat,
really,
I guess.
it's really nice. It's really nice so far. So yeah, we'll see. Apparently, they become teenagers at one point. Hopefully, not at the same time as my human kids become teenagers, but we'll see. Probably before. Yeah. So how did it go? The talk. It was
I think
nice.
It went well.
The
It's like
tool.
it's a tough crowd. You know how people are in your sort of part of Denmark. They just kind of stare at you, and they don't say anything or show any emotion, or
Yes.
clap or anything. So like you don't really. Thankfully, we had like a couple of like sort of core Laravel community people there for from like our Laravel Denmark org. So I had like my crew that was like clapping and asking questions and stuff.
Your hype
And raising their
hype man.
hand. But like the local people were just like staring at me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so there was no questions. Like normally I get like 10 or 15 minutes of questions, and there was not a question. So then I just try to ask them questions, and I was like, has anyone like tried any of these things or experimented with it? And like no reaction. But then,
Is
like,
anyone breathing?
Afterwards, like people were coming over and they're like, yeah, I did this crazy thing with embeddings and we had this issue and then we solved chunking in this way. And I was like, why the hell did you not raise your hand so everyone could hear it? Because that's exactly like what would have been interesting.
The jokey,
but it's just a culture thing.
Yeah, the jokey trope is that like if a person from Northern Jutland says like it wasn't bad, that's the highest amount of praise that you can ever.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
there was another weird thing. Like every time I tried to like ask people afterwards, like what do you think of the presentation? Like I'm trying to get some feedback for this thing, and everyone I talked to was like, yeah, I talked to my friend and he liked it.
What?
So weird. Yeah. I never got to the friend, I think.
No. It's just like
And then the office was crazy. Like you could just tell the real estate is more affordable in that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like a massive office for 20. I think it was 44 people working there, and like this giant office with like right on the waterfront with like all this stuff and gym and indoor trees, and they had like a person making tapas for people at the meetup, and they had a wine fridge, and I don't know, it's just kind of crazy for a meetup. It's really fun. I hadn't.
What was the company?
Home Runner.
They're
like logistics e-commerce thing.
Right.
It used to be called Cool Runner. Now it's called Home Runner.
But it's B2B.
It's B2B.
Yeah,
and
that's how I know.
Had not planned on drinking, but they sort of dragged me.
That's how every good story starts.
Yeah. I found like a really late night pizza place.
Nice. Yeah, we have a few of those. We get like giant pizza slices.
And then the next day, I sort of like took the whole day sort of off, except like the most important like email stuff. And originally, I had planned to take the train there, but then the train was delayed, and I was like, I was already so upset with the trains that I was just like, screw this, and I just drove instead for the 4 hours that it takes to get there. So then the next day, I had sort of the whole day free, and I had a car, and I was in a part of Denmark that I rarely go to, so I did a huge like detour around all of Jutland, basically.
Oh, nice.
I went to the beach, which is like quite far away.
Which one? Which side?
Oh, the west side.
West side, yes.
Yeah. And
that's the wild side.
I went to the Mountain of the Heaven, which we used to think was the tallest mountain in Denmark. And by mountain, I mean it's 160 something meters tall.
Yeah, it's like a hill. In every other country in the world, it's a big hill.
It's a small hill, but yeah.
It's like we can only the Dutch we can impress with our mountains, quote unquote.
Yeah, so that was kind of wild, just kind of fun day, like driving around. I had a really good time actually. Like I listened to some audiobooks, and I had a lot of sort of thinking to do, both around OG Kit and some of my stuff at Tailwind. So it was really nice to just have a day with like I had no time to like that I had to be back home.
Yeah.
Because my train ticket was supposed to get me home at like late in the evening. So I had sort of all day to just bum around, and so it was, and I kept changing locations, which helps me a lot when I'm trying to think through something. Yeah, so I really enjoyed the time there, and I had some really good sort of insights about what I want to do at Tailwind, some new ideas for OG Kit, and yeah, so overall it was a really nice trip, even though it was only 2 days. Like I planned it in a way that I would get like the maximum amount of time away with one night.
Yes.
So I left at 6 in the morning and I was back at like 7 in the evening or something like that. Nice. The next day.
That's dad efficiency.
Yeah. But then my wife had to go to London for a couple days, and then when she came back, just as she came back, our smallest child got really sick and was sick for like 2 days, and then she got sick, and so like I came back with like this energy of like I wanted to be really productive, and then I just had more than a week of just like the minimum amount of productivity. Like I barely got the most important things done, and it was just been so frustrating. So like just like this week, I've had the same to-do item for OG Kit every day of the week that I just move to the next day every day, and I don't do it ever. And it kind of made me realize that like I keep saying OG Kit is a side project, but I keep doing dumb things where I treat it as like my job.
Oh, right.
Like adding stuff for OG Kit to the same to-do list that I add like Tailwind stuff.
Right.
Whereas like the Tailwind job is actually my job and is important, and the OG Kit stuff is more for fun. And it just shouldn't even be on the same list, because it's just frustrating to not finish what's on that list, because then I feel like I'm not doing my job. And I kind of have been doing my job. I just haven't been doing my side project job, you know?
You should do like me and just have no lists. That's better.
Yeah, no, I definitely need a list for Tailwind stuff. Just
no tasks, no lists.
I'm wrangling.
Just freewheeling it.
Maybe if you're just burning crypto money with no direct purpose, other than just
that wasn't fulfilling either. So I'm still searching for the real enlightenment. Yeah, it's true that I wrote a library like it before. It's called Maximum Over Business, and it was way back in the day where React was still like create class and like class-based things, and it wasn't so functional components and everything. And I actually wrote a library for it called Dinkus. That's like supposed to be for the Logitech pointer things to like have to support those. What's up with the door?
Give it a bone.
Yeah, maybe a microphone. What do you want to say? So it's called Maximum O Business, and it was for the same reason that I wanted to show like web things, and having to go back and forth between Keynote and Safari is just like, ugh.
Yeah,
much more fun to have it integrated. But then,
and it's also hard to make slides that look great.
Yeah,
compared to just like making them with CSS and.
Oh, and now you can just like ask Claude to make it nice. Improve my slides. But then of course the problems show up whenever your own HDMI cable dongle shit doesn't work and they have to convert it to PowerPoint, and it's just like, that's not gonna happen.
I deployed a version online and I had it on my computer locally, and I felt like that was enough. For a meetup, for a conference, I would have like a dumb copy as well. But that makes sense. For a meetup, it was fine. You know, worst case, I would just do like a manual kind of demo thing at the meetup.
Yeah, and in that case,
anyways,
it wasn't bad.
No.
So that's mostly it. I mean, that's always how it goes, right? Exactly at the moment where you think like, I'm gonna log in and get shit done, then life shows up and you get a dog, and suddenly your podcast has a lot more squeaky noises.
Yeah, it's kind of nice ambient dog sound.
Ambient dog sounds. So anything else that's been on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I've been OG Kit has been on my mind. Yes. I had Aaron Francis.
You have a few more customers now,
which was a really cool.
Some prominent ones.
Yeah, I had Aaron sign up, and he even mentioned it very briefly on his podcast, which was really fun.
Yes,
and his co-host Ian Lansman is actually also a customer. He just hasn't used it yet. He just bought it because he's a nice guy, I think. And he liked the idea.
We called him the godfather of OG Kit.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be nice if you turned into that. So that I've been thinking about sponsoring their podcast, because I feel like it's a really good sort of overlap with the people I'm trying to reach.
Yeah.
And when Aaron signed up, I was like, this is the best time I ever get to sponsor their podcast, because now they can actually talk about them using it. So I pulled the trigger and dropped $1,000 on a podcast sponsorship
Nice.
first time, which is less money that I've made from OG Kit. So it still felt good, and it felt like
It's an
I'm
investment.
still bootstrapping. It's definitely an investment, and I think like it's not. I don't expect to like make the $1,000 back like that month, but I do. Like I feel like people won't necessarily be able to remember that it's OG Kit, but just because Aaron can say that he uses it, I think people will be able to remember next time they have the problem that Aaron used something to solve this problem, and they'll be able to figure out what that was.
Yeah.
So that's why I
like
feel like even if they don't like remember that it's called OG Kit or what the URL is or whatever, they'll be able to remember that they heard Aaron talk about solving the problem with some tool, and then hopefully be able to find it. So that was sort of, and then, it's a fun side project, and it's cool to be able to buy a podcast sponsorship for some of the money you made so far.
Mulle.
So it's just, it's cool. And then for Tailwind, I've just been like really busy with the partnership stuff that I'm doing there. And I'm sort of pivoting the whole model a little bit right now. Just because we have a lot of partners now, it's been pretty successful. We hit a pretty big milestone recently, which was $1 million Canadian in annual recurring revenue for the partnerships, which has mostly been me cold outreaching to people and be like, hey, do you want to sponsor us? And people being like, I don't know. And then me following up. And so actually doing sales like the good old way is how most of that money has actually come in. So it's a pretty big milestone, pretty crazy to see it kind of working. But the problem is that we're sort of running out of, like, the value of having your logo on our website goes down the more logos we add. So I'm trying to sort of split the program into two, because there's also a lot of companies,
the gold
that
sponsors and the silver sponsors.
No, actually not even sponsors at all, because there's some people that care about the marketing aspects, but there's also a lot of companies that care about having access to our team. So I'm trying to pivot into more of a sort of enterprise program where you don't really get any promotion. You're just sort of buying access to the Tailwind team, and so we can like expedite things and give feedback, and give feedback on a product or help like figure out a technical issue or some strategy related thing. And trying to see if that could be successful as well, because it is something we have a little bit of demand for, and that for that thing we don't really run out of like logo real estate. We can have quite a lot of customers that have access to the team, because in reality they don't use it as much because it's more of a like insurance, and then they need it for like a project once in a while. So that's like kind of the next big thing. That was one of the things I figured out as I was driving through Jutland, that's like a good solution to that is like, we actually should just have like a different product where people that don't care about having their logo on a website shouldn't even have their logo on a website, because we should just save that for people that actually care about it. Like we've had really big companies, like FANG level companies, reach out and ask if we could like add classes for different things to Tailwind, And it's like, yeah, we should have a relationship with you. If you care this much about Tailwind, there should be a way for you to give us money on a regular basis and your team to talk to our team, So that's basically what I'm trying to figure out.
Give me 1 second, Peter. I think I'll just have to find some water for her or something. So, short break.
Cool.
All right. Let's try to see if we can make it through your last OG Kit point.
Yeah. For OG Kit, like I said, I had that thing on my to-do list for like 1.5 weeks now, where I kept moving it to the next day. I did actually work on it, but basically I wanted to launch I have a new pricing sort of figured out for OG Kit. And in order to launch that, I need to build like a deeper Polar integration, because right now it's like very simple. Like I did the simplest possible thing right now. Basically the registration page is like behind a secret URL, which is kind of dumb. And then when you pay in Polar, I just redirect you to that secret URL so you can create your account, but it's not connected. Like the app doesn't know about your Polar subscription. But the new pricing is going to be more tied to what subscription you're on, like how many pages you can use OGKit on, basically. And in order to do that, I need to like sort of build the actual like billing logic and subscription logic on my end, right? And the thing that I realized is when something is a side project and I only have like an hour here and there, like in the evenings and stuff where I work on it, and I also use AI agents, and when they do a lot of work for me and I end up with a PR that's like 15 files changed and it's a really large div, and I only look at it like, you know, once every other day, like it stresses the hell out of me actually. And it's just too much to wrap my head around. Like I would feel different if it was something I worked on for 8 hours a day, even if the agent did a lot of the work, just because I'm like in it. But when I like check in after 2 days, okay, let's see if we can like finish this PR. It's like, then like the context switching is just too much basically. And it's like too much to load into my context.
Yeah.
So I realized that's just not going to work for me, and it's not going to be successful. So basically what I realized this week is like for OGKit, like the only viable way for me, if I'm gonna like use agents to write most of the code, is to really like chip away at things in a very small way.
Yes.
And like something that Derek from Savical has always been really good at is like whenever he's building something, he always like ships the whole feature before he actually ships the feature, but it's always there like behind feature flags, and he prepares the database, and he like the first thing he'll do is like, you know, the migration for everything and just get everything ready in the back end. And he's really, really good at that, like sort of little controlled pull requests like that. And
it's even
so
like
easy.
it's a good approach even without coding agents,
Right,
especially
but
for
it
side
just becomes
projects.
critical with coding agents because they're extremely good at just like quickly creating like 1,000 lines of code, you know, that you just don't have time to like sort of internalize. So like I really realized that I need to sort of know in advance what I want. It's fine to like do a big PR just to test something out, but I'm not going to ship that.
No.
If I have an expectation that I'm going to merge that PR, it's going to sort of just hang over my head, which is going to be annoying. So I really need to sort of work more in a way where, okay, I know I need a subscriptions table for this. Let's just make that. Let's just ship it, even if it doesn't do anything. Okay, I need to know, I know that I need to listen for the Polar webhooks. What if we just like build the stuff that listens for the webhook, fires events, maybe we lock them to the log, just so we have like that logic in the app already without doing anything with it. And then, okay, once I have some more time, I'll build the logic that actually listens for the webhook-based events and actually apply that, you know, the relevant action to the subscription. And it just like, it's a more calm way to work for me, just to like get things out there and just always, Adam is good at that too. Like basically he always tries to like, let's just see if we can ship something, like even if it's behind a feature flag, or even if it's like just a really, really tiny thing, like let's always try to be in a shippable state.
Yeah.
And he'll like famously, if you see a PR, he'll just like randomly merge it, you know, just because he doesn't like a PR just being there for a long time. He's like,
No, it can so easily become like just a giant waste of time because nobody wants to touch it when it becomes too large. It's like too big to fail.
Yeah, and it just like, why add that stress to yourself when it's just you and the agent? But the agent is very good at creating a lot of code that then just, when it's in a PR like that, it just feels like it's a growing pile of code that I need to now own that I didn't even create, and that's annoying.
Yes.
So I've changed
a couple of things that I've because I've noticed the same thing. So one thing is that like the Giga PR you have, the branch, you could just throw it away because coding it again is not going to take you long. So like just take the things that you like and make the AI make a list, describe what the good parts are, and then use that to rebuild it which
Yeah, you
is
should
like
almost
close to
always
cheap now,
write
right?
code twice with AI, right? At least twice.
Almost like at least it's not a problem to write it again. Like the
Right.
time, there's no wasted time in writing it again. Almost, it's like half an hour, and then that's it. Um, and now you're so much smarter the second time round. And other than that, I've also found it to be very helpful to do the planning up front, to like deliberately halt writing code, like tell it, don't write anything yet. We need to
Yeah.
plan this first. And some of them have like plan modes which help, but the others
Yeah.
don't, and you
But
can still
actually, like,
tell them to.
building the full version just quick and dirty and try it is like a good way
Yeah.
to, if you think of it as planning rather than like the actual thing, it is actually like helpful.
And it's because like it used to be how I figure out things was to just like start and then
Yeah.
oh, there's a problem here. Need to
Yeah.
think about that, and then 2 steps forward, 1 step back almost, and then eventually you get to a point where it's good. Where now it's just like you have to prime the cannon in the right direction before you fire, because as soon as you fire, it can go really far. And if it's in the wrong direction, it goes just in the wrong direction very fast. Yeah,
But
so
the good
that's
thing is you can
definitely,
just fire again.
Yes, that's right. And it's so cheap now. I've actually just the other day found a project called Beads, like pearls, like you put on a necklace. Beads, which is a terminal Git storage based issue tracker that you're supposed to use with the agents. And for most of this stuff, like the trackers and the specs and the all the bullshit, it's just like I've never found it useful. Almost like I don't even have commands anymore. It's just like raw dogging prompts every time. But this one actually seems like it's a better approach than having all the markdown files, which I've been using, like the task lists and the descriptions and everything, because that's the way to, like any medium to large task, you almost always have a way to reset the context, which means like start a new thread almost, like or exactly. And so like keeping the important parts between threads has always been like just saving a markdown file for me. And the beats seems like it's like that, but automatic, and then not directly in markdown, but in like a JSON-ish format with like a database-ish structure. So yeah, still investigating that, seeing whether it's actually good, but it looks like it is actually helpful.
I feel like
but otherwise, the
good
markdown
models
files is like good.
are
Is a
just
good
really
approach.
good at like figuring out your code base
Yes.
by just grabbing.
Yeah.
Grab is like really had a comeback.
Yeah, there's one called AST grab as well, which the agents like to use as well.
Okay.
And then yeah, just regular rip grab, or what's it called? Yeah, they're very fast to get up to speed, and just smarter every day. It's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah.
So actually, I showed you a project last week. No, the other week when we met. There was like it's still stealth mode. It's another side project, so a dog and a new side project.
But it's cool.
Yeah. But it's I actually started that effort 5 years ago. I just looked up the first commit, and
Wow.
it's just so quickly. I spent a few days and realized so quickly this, like, the scope of this is too big. Like I will never get anywhere near done. But then now, like, it seems within reach. like suddenly the whole universe has shifted. And just think about it, it's like February. I was completely like my workflow day to day was completely different in like 6-8 months ago to now, which is so crazy. And at Hole Punch, the company I work at now, I had to do some just grunt work of like updating CI scripts and like just adding a linter that I also built and stuff like that. Which like it's so helpful to have the coding agents for that as well. You could just tell it like make a list of all the repos, then make a list of all the PRs, open a branch in each one and do these exact steps. Then open a tmux window in each project, and I can go through like all of the shit that you had to do by hand. It's just like, yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah, I just asked Opus 3.5 to do is that what is it? 4.5? 4.5?
Yeah, that's the new one. Yeah,
The new one, anyways.
yeah.
I just asked it to like do a Black Friday sale for OG Kit. It's 30% off.
Oh, nice.
And it just like did the banner and like updated the links. It was just, yeah, I didn't really have to do anything except like give feedback on the text it wrote in the banner.
It's so crazy. It is completely nuts. And
Yeah.
it's so weird to me that there are still people who are like holding back on this. I really like, it's almost like I don't know, deliberately wanting to stick to bulls and horses instead of buying a tractor. Like, why?
It's also wild to me that people look at it and think that we won't need developers in the future. That's
Yeah.
really not my takeaway.
Also that, like, I came up with a
With great
sort of
power comes great responsibilities, you know?
yeah, like stating that normal people will be writing apps soon is like, no, normal people are saying stuff like, my printer doesn't work. It only works when Lars uses it. And then
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I needed to print in color and it didn't work because it was like the Saturday. And that's how normal people think about computer problems. And yeah, so there's a long way to go before they'll be writing apps. So yeah, it's exactly that. I read a nice blog post about it. It was a newsletter maybe that an internet friend Justin Searles posted, which were like the argument was sort of in the ways that like good software development practices are as important as ever, like even more so, because like testing, that's the way to make the agent like really fly, to have it like give it a feedback loop that it can run itself. And like we just spoke about PR routines and like just having like a nice decent way to structure your work in a way that doesn't mess everything up. Just like of course that's still important even though it's a computer writing all the code, and even more so because now you don't know the code. It's like, okay, so where do I even start when I need to learn this? And and in many cases, the solution is more agents. So I've been sometimes when the PR becomes large, and I like don't even, if I do like a spike in trying something out, I don't even care about the code right now. I just want to see like what does it look like when it works. So I just like prompt until it works. And then of course there's a whole like pile of code that I've never looked at even because I just wanted to see how it works, how it looked like when it worked. And so where do you start PR reviewing that? Like from the top is like sorted by the alphabet. that's not gonna be the best way. So I'll just pipe the whole diff to an agent and then tell it to structure it in a way that, like from the outside in a way that makes sense and is easier to review, and it just does so. It's like you just have to, like every step of the development process, you have to rethink in a way to think like how can I do this smarter now? And likely you can. You just have to like think about it from the right angle, I guess. Yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah. That's the news from here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, for just to sort of wrap up OG Kit, I guess, like it's like my favorite side project I've ever had in my life. Like it's like I really love it because it's like it's a kind of hard problem, but it's also very simple. Like it's a simple outcome, and it's like it's a simple product because there's one API endpoint that everyone uses.
Yeah.
And
because it's GraphQL, right? That's what you mean.
Exactly. Oh, I haven't heard that name in a long time. But it's like, so the concept is like it's hard to explain, but once you see it, it's like pretty easy to understand, I find. And yeah, it's like, and it's a fun problem to solve. And it's also fun that people are actually willing to buy it. I have 28 customers now, which is cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's starting to feel like a real thing. It just needs more work once I have some time.
Yes.
And yeah, maybe that's my last, or maybe a life update is, I don't think I mentioned this that last time, but we're going to Spain for a month.
Nice.
So in about 2 weeks, a bit more than 2 weeks, we're going to Spain for a month. We're going to spend Christmas and New Year's there. And the first week, I'm going to take the week off. And the next 2 weeks, I think probably everyone at Tailwind has that time off, but I still do support, but it's, limited compared to normal work when it's over the holidays. So maybe I'll have a bit more time to play around with a side project.
Don't jinx it, Peter.
Maybe I'll just
get a
hang
dog
out with my kids on the beach.
All right, yeah.
Or maybe a mix.
Una cien. Is that not what it's called in Spanish?
What?
A dog?
A dog? I think it's called perro.
That's a rock.
No. Perro.
Perro.
And a hot dog is perrito caliente.
Oh, nice. Nice.
A little warm dog.
A little warm dog. That's what I have in my lap right now.
A little warm dog.
Perrito little warm
caliente.
Dog.
My name in Spain is Petrico. Little Peter.
Pedrico. What am I thinking about with the rock? Oh, it's Pierre. The French name Pierre also means rock. And Steen in Danish also means rock, and is the name. And of course, the rock in the States. So works everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I
think that's
enjoying perrito caliente on the beach in 2 weeks.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
La playa.
Exactly, as I would say.
And so, does that mean podcast break?
I think
probably.
So.
Yes. So we'll see each other in
I'll send a postcard.
The new year almost.
Yeah, we're coming back in the middle of January.
I wonder what development looks like at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be something completely different again.
Maybe I don't need to come back.
That's right.
That'll be kind of nice.
Took a month off and then never came back.
But yeah, like going to Spain sort of out of season for a month, 4 people, rent a car for a month, rent like an apartment. It's like not very expensive.
No, I don't imagine, yeah.
It's like definitely less than people spend on a week in the summer.
It's like it's more expensive in like the energy department with 2 small kids. That's the expensive part. It's not the money. Money doesn't mean anything.
But like, that kind of sucks to be in Denmark as well when it's dark at 3 in the afternoon and it's cold.
Yes, it is really the darkness season, mentally and environmentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is how it is.
I'll report back.
That's nice, Peter. Well, have a nice trip. And we'll see each other on the other side of the whole season.
Yeah, and I was thinking next time you go to Copenhagen, you should schedule it in a way that you could jump off the train here for an hour and do an in-person podcast. Because I'm literally at the train station,
That's right. I will. So we'll both enjoy your slow internet.
Yeah, but we don't need internet.
Oh, I forgot how real life works.
Yeah.
We should, Peter, and let's find a time for that. And otherwise, we'll see everyone the other side. Bye.